As so many cities across the world head into what is going to be a deadly winter, we in Melbourne and across Victoria are well placed to have a COVID-safe summer and a COVID-normal 2021.
Just 2 months after seeing daily numbers in the hundreds, Victoria's down to single digits. To put that in perspective, the state's outbreak was nearly on par with the UK back in August. Now the charts couldn't look more different. And while the 14-day average didn't quite reach the desired target, it was low enough for some good news.
From 11:59pm tonight, the following changes to restrictions will be made.
There's no longer a time limit on leaving your home. For Metro Melbourne, the travel radius is extended from 5Ks to 25. 10 people from 2 households can now gather outside. And reopenings for hairdressers, real estate inspections, some sporting activities and home maintenance. There's even better news for regional Victoria, with the social bubble eliminated completely and capacity for hospitality venues increased.
So the plan is very safe. It's about ensuring that, of course, regional Victorians can live a very safe, COVID-safe existence until we get that vaccine, and hopefully soon metropolitan Melbourne will also have the same plan.
It's still an anxious wait for Melbourne's retail and hospitality, which won't be able to open back up until the start of November.
However,
The Premier teased that the November benchmark could be brought forward.
if through the course of this week we see further low numbers, there is an opportunity that we can bring forward the things that are scheduled for the 1st of November.
The authorities need to know the behavioural context and the transmission context of each case, because then they'll have a really good idea about the risk to the community.
With a return to normal tantalisingly close, Victorians will be watching the daily numbers with laser focus.
Victorians in every community and from every background, every circumstance, have stayed the course, and we just have a little longer to go.
Well, Sally Capp is the Lord Mayor of Melbourne and she joins us now. Sally, how are Melburnians feeling today after Dan Andrews' announcements?
Well, there is more optimism, Lisa, and people have some certainty and something to look forward to. For weeks now, we've been united in adhering to the restrictions to save lives, and now people are looking forward to helping small business owners and saving livelihoods.
You've been critical of Dan Andrews' strategy and under a lot of pressure from businesses to open back up. Was it the right move to shut down?
Well, I think, that'll be one of the great case studies for the future. It's certainly from our perspective, listening to those stories every day of the heartbreak and the devastation that small business owners are experiencing and their teams. It's been really tough. I think what we need to focus on is that actually from the time that the Premier announced the roadmap, we've been looking for that flexibility on how we can get businesses open safer and sooner. And we've certainly pointed to the hotspots definition and the way that states like New South Wales are operating, where they can clamp down on infections and the spread of the virus, but leave the majority of the economy open. We're hoping to see more of that from the 1st of November. And if we're all good this week, which is going to be hard in grand final week, but if we are, then we get to open a week earlier.
Sally, this is such great news just in time. I'm assuming it means we can move the grand final back to Melbourne?
Wouldn't that be great? Well, there were some really excited people today, Tommy. Before the Premier had even finished his presentation, I had texts from friends saying they'd already booked in their hairdressing appointment. Although it's going to be tough for all those Cats and Tigers fans out there, if they can find ways to party hard inside with their own families, it will be a big celebration for hospitality and retail business owners if they can open that week earlier. So we're hoping, let's celebrate the grand final, but let's celebrate an extra week that they can be open.
Oh, Sally, I'm just relieved. My bikini line is a mess and I'm well overdue for a waxing appointment. Finally, I've been able to book it in.
Oh, much information, Tommy.
Way too much, Sally, especially at dinner time. But we do thank you for your time this evening.
Thanks for having me.